It is dangerous to attempt to describe the Last Judgment. It is indeed impossible. Analyses and commentaries have been multiplied, but they kill the spirit by taking it in detail. We must face the vision squarely and lose ourselves in the abyss of that spirit. It is terrifying, and if regarded calmly, incomprehensible. It must be hated or adored. It stifles and excites. There is no nature, no landscape, no atmosphere, no tenderness, almost nothing human. The symbolism of a primitive and the science of a decadent. An architecture of naked, convulsed bodies, a barren, savage, and devouring thought, like a south wind over a sandy desert. There is no corner of shade, no spring to slake the thirst. It is a whirling spout of fire, the vertigo of a delirious emotion, with no goal except the God in which it loses itself. The whole calls on God, fears him, and proclaims him. A whirlwind blows across this throng of giants, the same whirlwind which sweeps through space, the God who has created the sun and hurled it like a ball of fire into the ether. There is no escape from the groaning of the tempest which surrounds and deafens you. Either you must hate this brutal force or abandon yourself to it without resistance, like the souls of Dante whirled along by an eternal cyclone. When we realize that hell was, for 4 years, the very soul of Michelangelo, we understand why his life was burnt out by it, and why for a long time afterward he remained like a soil, exhausted by too much use and no longer productive. Romain Rolland, 1905. This is the creation of man, perhaps the most famous image in human history. It depicts God creating man, this beautiful creature, in his own image. When the papal soldiers dragged Michelangelo back to finish the second half of the ceiling, this was the first thing that he painted. He's moving fast. He painted the remaining part of the vault in just 7 months. From here on out, he just wants to get the project done. Adam reaches forward, but looks past God into the eyes of the yet-to-be-created Eve. She is peering back at Adam from the shielded safety of God's left arm, which she clutches. Eve looks directly into the eyes of Adam. On the right, God's arm and hand reach towards Adam in order to impart the charge of life. But the fingers do not touch. The space between them is the substrate of all faith and all doubt. It represents the leap from the visible to the invisible, but also demonstrates visually an incomplete theological resolution. Man must imagine God, not the other way around. This is the creation of